Tom Bohn, United States Army, got out of Spec 5, personal specialist legal advisor, and also 71 Bravo. I got drafted in October of 1967, got out in October in 1969. Did 1 year in Vietnam, 68 to 69, May 68 to May 69. Went over as a personnel specialist and legal advisor, and then also 71 Bravo, which was infantry too. After processing, I was sent up north in North Vietnam because I didn't know what was north to me. I thought would be cool, but it wasn't very cool. That's when TET was started. I get an E6 come over, and he says, "I think you're going to go with me to the 173rd Airborne. You're going to take a 60 machine gun." And I says, "I don't have any combat training." And he says, "You're going to learn quick." And that's what I did. We were so young and naive. We're all in and watching a show in a Quonset hut with only one door going out, 300 men, and so we didn't know what incoming was or anything. This one guy looked out the door and he says, "I think we're getting shot at." And we were. I mean, everything was blowing up around us. And none of us had weapons. Nobody gave us any weapons yet. And the guy ahead of me I was kicking him in the butt to get out the door, and he blew up right in front of me. I'm thinking, my God, I got a year of this stuff, And then we started getting hit all the time. We was hit every night. And one night, I'll never forget as long as I live my life, is I'm coming down and we're getting hit with tracers, which is I think every 6 bullet or whatever it was at the time. But I'm coming down the stairs and bullets are just going everywhere. So me and this VC were looking at each other. We both held our guns on each other, like you and I are just looking at each other. And it seemed like a lifetime, but neither one of us fired. He went his way and I went mine. We went over alone. We went together in an airplane, but nobody knew anybody. Nobody had been around each other before, and we came back the same way. When I came back in Vietnam, I landed at Stapleton Airport, and I remember getting off the plane, and there was so many protesters there, and they were yelling at us, baby killers, and spitting at us and everything. I just wanted to get back on the plane and never come back. I just couldn't adjust being around people. I couldn't be comfortable around my family. I just wanted to go. I just wanted to be alone. And I started contracting some paint. I was doing painting houses and just something like that. Just keep going. We'd just paint houses and we'd move on, just something to just keep myself busy. We went all over the United States, just painting houses and having a good time. Finally, I came back to Denver, and I think it was 1972 or something like that. And that's when I started having a lot of drinking problems, doing a lot of drinking. And I met my second wife and got married again. She had 2 kids, and I wasn't ready for kids, but I didn't realize at the time. I just wasn't ready for kids, and we just couldn't get along at all. It just wasn't a thing for me. So we got divorced, and I met Becky probably a year later, 1978. And we've been together ever since '78, so it'll be 50 years coming up here. It's 1986, I got a back injury and got operated on, and then the nurse dropped me out of the chair a second after surgery and then paralyzed me from waist down. And they said I'd never walk again, but I'm walking today, and that really brought my PTSD. Then I couldn't go back to work, I couldn't travel. And that's when I had time to think about all this stuff that's happened in my past, and especially Vietnam. And that's when I had to get into therapy. That's when I needed a psychotherapist, and that's when I started going to the Boulder Vet Center. Brand new and just opened up an outpatient mental health psychotherapist. And I said, maybe that'd be better than going inpatient at the VA. And that's what I did. So that's where I started. And I met my therapist there for the first day. And then I just told him, I said, I'm ready to go to the mountains. And I ran out, I was ready to go. And he called me back in, and he was a combat vet too. And so we both had something in common. So I stuck around. I was up there 25 years. I've been in therapy for 30 years for PTSD. And like I said, I've had hypnotherapy. I've been hypnotized, which got me off all the different kind of drugs that, for depression and all this stuff. I got off everything. That helped me a lot through the years. And today, all I take is ibuprofen, and Tylenol, that's it. So every other night was a red alert, and, that's why to this day, at 3 o'clock every morning, I'm still wake up, and I can't get over it. So, and I'm always checking the doors. I'm always checking the compound or, whatever, before I go to sleep at night. So, and I live with it. I've done a lot of therapy. I've done 30 years of therapy, psychotherapy for PTSD. But I still live with it. That's just life. You just got to accept it and keep moving.